how to sell a product using persuasion. Hey, what's up? This is Pete Scott here, sales and business mentor for the 1%. And in this video, if you are in sales or even if you want to get into sales, then most definitely stick around right to the end, because I've trained thousands of sales professionals over the years. I've trained hundreds of companies into improving their sales, but at the same time, we can really break down a lot of what I do into these 6 laws of persuasion. And by the way, if you want to find out more about these 6 laws, you need to look up Dr. Robert Cialdini. He is the guy that validated these 6 laws. But what I'm going to do in this video is share all 6 of these laws with a little bit of a different twist, where you can take them and you can implement them straight into your business or career, and you can immediately see a difference in how your customers react. So without any further delay, let's get into this. Law number 1, reciprocation. Now, you may have heard of the law of reciprocation as to give and take, or to give and receive. Now, that would be the biblical term, but in today's world, it's not enough just to build a product, give a little bit of value, and then ask for the sale. The rules of the game have changed. And if you want to be influential in your marketplace, if you want to persuade your customers to buy your products, and certainly if you want to build trust with your customers, then you need to be following the rule in this slightly different way. It is to give some more, maintain your confidence and your certainty, give some more until you earn the right to ask. It's interesting that Facebook, YouTube, Google, Twitter, these major companies, which are multi-billion-dollar organizations, that they are worth so much, but they are free. Have you paid Facebook anything to use it, at least on a personal level? Have you paid YouTube? Have you paid these organizations? The answer is no, because they understand the law of reciprocation. They understand that they want to give with no expectation of return, but maintain confidence as a brand, and then when the time is right, they've earned the right to ask, and that's why they ask, and that's why they become such massive companies. So start thinking from right now, if you're not doing this, start thinking about how you can start helping your audience or your customer base without asking for anything in return. Now, if you're not present online and you're just meeting customers face to face, that's great too, because that's what this sales training is about. Now, when you meet a customer, instead of just giving benefits and features of your product, you're far better off in really understanding exactly the issues that your customer is having and being able to talk to them and give them real life advice and value that they can take even if they buy nothing from you. A number of years ago, I was buying a new suit, and this was my early suit buying days, and I had no idea how to hem the trousers. So I went into a suit shop, and the guy there selling the suits, the salesman, he basically said to me when I was hanging the trousers, he said, no, sir, you don't hang them like this, you hang them like this. And he showed me exactly how to hang the trousers. And on that day, I didn't just buy 1 suit, I ended up buying 2, because he was so willing to share something that made my life better. And still today, when I hang my trousers, for some strange reason, I think of this guy I met maybe 15 years ago. So you've got to start thinking about, if you're not doing it already, how you can give more value to your audience, and not just putting generic quotes out, but actually giving tangible things that your audience or your customers can use in their life to make it better. Number 2, commitment and consistency. Now, a lot of people misread commitment and consistency as always being positive or always showing up. You should do that anyway. You should be there for your customers regardless. You are running a business, so make sure you show up. Commitment and consistency is in your branding. There are so many people in today's world who are, flaky when it comes to their business. 1 week they are selling life coaching, and then they realize it doesn't work out. So the following month they're doing cryptocurrency, and when that doesn't work out, then they're trying to be a consultant. And when that doesn't work out, you get the idea. You will not be attractive in the marketplace. You will not build long-term trust, and you will not be able to persuade your customers to buy if you are being inconsistent and uncommitted to the thing that you do. I had a meeting this evening and it went really well. Fantastic meeting with a guy I've never met before, solid business guy as well. And he said to me, Pete, what I like about you is that you are committed to your product. I've seen you do sales, that's all you do, you focus on it, you adapt, and yeah, sure, your product changes, but you never change the thing that you offer to the marketplace. I want to challenge you now and say, do you change what you offer when it gets tough? Do you feel that you know, going from here all the way over to here just because you had a rough month? Find the thing that you are good at. And you know, if you've got a great product, then stick with that product, or find something that is similar in the marketplace and sell that. But don't keep jumping around from one thing to another, because every time you do that, you lose trust in your customer. So that's law number 2: commitment and consistency. What are you being committed to, and what are you being consistent with? Number 3 is authority. In order to be considered in the top 1% in your industry, you shouldn't just be a product expert. You actually need to be an industry expert. Anybody with a little bit of learning can become a product expert. And when you walk into a store or a shop and the salesperson comes across like they're just trying to sell you something, it's because all they've done is learn the product. They don't actually understand the industry. To become, as I mentioned, an influencer, somebody in the top 1%, that means that you truly need to be damn good at what you do. You need to know the trends. You need to know what's happening out there. You need to know, what if somebody decides to go elsewhere, what benefits they're going to get from going to your competitor. So being an authority, like I say, is not just like being a doctor. A doctor automatically has authority because he or she wears the white jacket, has the qualification, they've got the certification on the wall. You may not have that, but you need to have it in your how you come across, how you continue to learn, how you commit on a whole different level to anybody else in your industry. But bear in mind, like all of these laws, but especially authority, it does not work independently. If you only go out there and try and use your authority in the marketplace, but you don't give, you don't have the reciprocation, you don't worry about commitment and consistency and the other 3 laws that I'm about to share with you, then you will continue to struggle. You need to ensure that you have all of these laws in synergy in order to grow your business and increase your sales. Law number 4 is the law of liking. Facebook especially got us into likability. But at the same time though, yeah, sure, if you come across in your brand that you're direct, that you're to the point, great, but you still need to be likable. And that means, again, linked with law number 2, which is commitment and consistency, you need to be committed, consistent in how you come across. You may not be for everybody. In fact, you don't want to be for everybody, but for the people or the customers decide to work with your business, whether you're selling a product or a service, then you most definitely want to be likable and you want to be approachable. If you're unapproachable, why should people buy from you? Law number 5, social proof. I mentioned earlier that the way that people buy has changed. The power has moved from the seller to the buyer. And the reason for it is because when you go to buy a new television, you may not even go on the Panasonic or the Pioneer website anymore. You probably haven't looked at one of their websites ever. But you go to maybe Amazon and then you check out the reviews, and it's based upon all those 5-star reviews that helps you to make your buying decision. So in sales and persuasion, you want to make sure that you are having social proof. So if you haven't got testimonials of the work that you do, if you are not allowing access for potential new customers to speak to your current and past customers, then there's a fundamental flaw in your business. One of the things that I'm extremely passionate about and that I give access for any new potential customer is that they can directly call any of my previous or current clients. And the reason why we do that is because I know factually that they are the best people to speak to in order for new customers to realize that they're going to get the best possible sales transformation by using our services or our products. So I want you to think about that in your business. Are you banking on that you are telling everybody you're great, or are you actually building the social proof around your business? Law number 6 is scarcity. Scarcity is the one that I wouldn't say you want to use too often, so you need to be scarce in how you use it. It is creating an urgency to buy now. People are emotional, and of course what you don't want to do is manipulate them to buy, but equally you do want to create that urgency to buy today. And you will do that by saying, hey, you know what, this is an on-the-day offer. I'm offering this to you today as a reward for being here, for being in front of me now. However, once you leave today, then it will go back to the standard price. So a value added, or you take something away for not buying now. Now, this sounds like kind of a harsh way of doing things, but this is the way people are in today's market. There's so much choice out there. And the truth is, when somebody says to you, I need to think about it, that is a polite no. Or what they're going to do is they're going to walk away, and let's be honest, do they ever actually think about it? The studies show that people forget 50% of what you talked about in 24 hours, and within 30 days they forget 95% of what you talked about. How many times have you tried to sell your product and somebody said, I need to think about it, and they actually came back and said yes? To be influential, to persuade more effectively, you want to look at all 6 of these laws and implement them into your sales conversations, into your marketing, and become skilled in actually communicating through these 6 laws of persuasion. By doing this in my business, it's made a fundamental difference. By helping my clients to learn these 6 laws of persuasion, they've been able to sell far more of their product. And guess what? It's your turn too. So what I want you to do at this point is I want you to comment below on what you're going to do as a result of this video. I also want you to share it, because that is that whole reciprocation. When you share, then it comes back in abundance, right? And finally, from there, let me know if you've got any questions, and I will see you in the next video.